Hi, I'm James Crowson with Crowson Law Group, and I'd like to take a few moments to talk with you about uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage. Uninsured motorist coverage, underinsured motorist coverage is just what it sounds like. It is insurance that you can use if the person who causes an accident with you is not insured or doesn't have enough insurance. Now, a lot of people don't want to use their own insurance. They'll take the position that, well, I didn't cause this accident, why should I use my insurance? But at some point in time, someone, probably your insurance agent, talked you into the idea that you needed uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage. And it is good coverage to have because it covers you and your family or anybody that's in your vehicle in the event that you are unfortunate enough to have an accident with somebody who doesn't have insurance or who has low insurance limits and your injuries are severe. Uninsured motorist coverage, again, just what it sounds like. The person who hits you doesn't have insurance on their car. What happens is your insurance essentially jumps into the position of a liability carrier and they protect that uninsured driver against a lawsuit. They will pay to defend that driver just as if they insured him. They'll pay a verdict against that driver just as if they were the insurance company for that driver. The only difference is at the end of an uninsured motorist claim, the uninsured motorist carrier can pursue the uninsured driver for money damages for how much money they had to pay out under their claim. Whereas if that person had liability insurance and there's liability insurance paid, they wouldn't have a claim against that uninsured driver or that driver to reimburse them for the amount they pay for the claim. In an uninsured motorist context, they'll be responsible for paying back your insurance company, your uninsured motorist carrier, for the money that they pay you. Underinsured motorist is a little trickier. A lot of people just don't want to use it. And we've run into this quite a few times with people. They say, well, there's liability insurance. He had insurance. I don't want to use my insurance. I wasn't at fault. But it's important to understand, again, the second purpose behind uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage is to protect you in the event that you have an accident with somebody who doesn't have enough insurance. And again, someone down the line talked you into buying that coverage. You bought it, and you paid premiums for it for however long you paid premiums, and now is the time to use it. If you have an underinsured claim, that means that you can get potentially the full value of your claim even if there's not enough liability insurance. For example, if you have a claim that a jury is going to award you $150,000 for, if the at-fault driver only carries $50,000 in insurance, then his insurance carrier can write you a check for the $50,000 and then they're done with the case. They don't owe you a bit more. You just pursue that individual who only had minimum limits coverage to begin with to try and get the excess verdict money back from him. However, if you have underinsured motorist coverage, your carrier will step forward and pay the balance of that up to the policy limit. So if you have $100,000 in underinsured motorist coverage, along with the $50,000 in liability coverage under that last example, then you'll have the full value of your claim paid, $150,000, and your insurance company can still pursue, instead of you pursuing the driver who didn't have enough insurance, your underinsured motorist carrier can pursue them to try and get money to compensate them for what they paid you under your coverage. At the end of the day, it should not increase your insurance that you had an underinsured motorist claim. They may cancel your coverage, but again, if you've been paying for that coverage all this time and someone sold you that coverage, then you may as well use it when you've got a claim that's worth considerably more than the liability carrier for the at-fault driver.